ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राद्या पारिषद्या परस्सतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिम्। सच्चिदानन्द जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अविघ्नः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो वृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचितकैतवः अत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वक्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोः गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। Now with Bhagavan's grace we came up to slokam number 6 in Adhyayam 24 in Skandam number 3. Tasyam Bahutiye Kale Bhagavan Madhusudanaha Kardamam Viryam Apannaha Jagne Agnihi Hiva Daruni. So Bhagavan Kapila Swami has now taken the cognizable form of Kapila. Okay. So that happened. So we saw that. So it was. So let us proceed further instead of dwelling on that particular slokam. Number 7. Now, when Swami is born, obviously we read everywhere what happened in Krishnavataram, Ramavataram, Satya Sai Baba's Avataram, and Shirdi Sai Baba. Nobody knows. Okay, only Bhagavan has said how he was born, but that happened in the forest. That's another story. So here, all the Devas are obviously extremely happy. The whole Bhuma Devi, the climatic conditions as we call it, and the clarity and the purity of water, the clarity and purity of people's thoughts, the thought processes and thinking, everything gets affected when Bhagavan beautifully. So that is what's going to be described in the next couple of slokams. So we'll take that up and then we'll continue from there. In 7, when Swami took birth in his infinite grace, the rain clouds thundered in the sky and their sounds were resembling those of percussion instruments. And this actually happened. And I was thrilled to find when I was in Gangotri, and the river Ganga was flowing by so beautifully. And then later on, when I made a short video of that mainly for my memory and also for people who are interested in knowing about the Chardham Yatra and all that, I was amazed to find I was putting some background music, and I thought the way the river was flowing was highly rhythmic. It was like a dance of water. That's the way I felt. It's unbelievable. So I wanted to put a background percussion instrument to it. And I was absolutely amazed to find when the recording was made and I played it back, there was no difference between the sound of the Ganga and the Mridangam in the background. They're absolutely identical. So that's exactly what happens when Bhagavan is present, like a percussion instrument. And the clouds do thunder like that. And then in number 8, Devas were worshipping with flowers. They were dropping from the sky. And we saw the waters and the minds of good men became clear and peaceful. So that is 7 and 8. We'll take that up. And then we'll go to number 9. Now, naturally, if you're excited that there are some beautiful things that we're going to learn that's coming up, and even in today's session, I think there's a very important iota of wisdom in teaching. That with Swami's grace, when we come to that, we will share and take part in that. Number 7. Avadayan tada vyomni Vaditrani Ghana Ghanaha Gayanti Tamsna Gandharva Nrityanti Apsuraha Mruda Apsarasaha Muda. Muda means with very happily. Avadayan tada vyomni Vaditrani Ghana Ghanaha Gayanti Tamsna Gandharvaha Nrityanti Apsarasaha Muda. Tada, at that time when Bhagavan took birth, Vyomni in the sky, Vaditrani Avadayanne, Vadityani, the various instruments, Vadyangal, Avadayanne, the Devas were playing that. Beautifully you can hear that sound. It's amazing. Same way when Krishna was born. Okay, so many things happened. So, Ghana Ganaha, Ghana Aganaha, that means the rain-bearing clouds, and they were roaring. They were making huge sound. That's Ghana Ganaha. Gandharvaha, some Gayanti Sma. Gandharvaha, some Gayanti Sma. The various Gandharva from the sky, you could hear them singing the praise of Bhagavan. Apsarasaha Muda Nrityanti. The Apsaras, well, they were dancing very happily, joyfully. Avadayan tada vyogni vaditrani ghana ghanaha gayanti tamsna gandharvaha nrityanti apsarasaha muda. Number 8. Petuhu sumanasaha divyaha kecharaihi apavarjitaha prasedascha disaha sarva ambhamsi cha manamsi cha. Petuhu sumanasaha divyaha kecharaihi apavarjitaha prasedascha disaha sarva ambhamsi cha manamsi cha. Kecharaihi, those who move about in the sky, in the akasam, apavarjitaha divyaha sumanasaha. By them, apavarjitaha, given up. What was given up? Divyaha sumanasaha, the divine flowers in the Devalokam. They were wearing that. And those all fell down. That next word, the verb is the petuhu. They fell down from the sky. So you could see a shower of flowers coming from the sky, from our point of view. Sarvaha disaha in all directions. Ambamsi cha water. Manamsi cha various minds of good people. Praseduhu became clear and content, no agitation. Petuhu su manasah divyaha kecharehi apavarjitaha prasedascha disaha sarva ambhamsi cha manamsi cha. Number 9. Then Brahma came there accompanied by Marichi and other rishis, went to the ashrama of Kardama on the banks of river Saraswati. Number 9. Tat Kardamasrava padam Saraswatya parisrutam Swayambhuhu sakam rishivihi Marichi atibihi abhya yataha. Tat Kardama asrama padam Saraswatya parisrutam Swayambhuhu sa akam rishivihi Marichi adibihi abhya yate. Swayambhuhu Brahma Marichi adibihi, various rishis like Marichi, Rishibihi sakam, with those together with them, along with them, Saraswatya parisrutam, the one that is surrounded by Saraswati river, that Kardama asrapadam, that Kardama's asramam, abhyayat, he arrived. So Brahma arrived at the ashram, which is surrounded by Saraswati river, okay, along with Marichi and other rishis. Tat Kardama asrama padam Saraswatya parisrutam Swayambhuhu sakam rishivihi Marichi adibihi abhyayat. Now number 10 and 11. Maitreya says, O Vidura, Brahma, who's always established in the job of creation. That is a charter given to him by Bhagavan. He always established in the sovereign position, knew through his illumined mind, the pure mind, because of Bhagavan's creation. Remember, he did tapas early on, that Mahavishnu had incarnated as Kardama's son for the specific purpose of propagating, teaching this Sankhya philosophy. This is Upadesam that Kapila Muni is going to give. So for the specific purpose of teaching the Sankhya Vidya, that's the reason that Bhagavan Mahavishnu has taken birth, and Brahma knew this because of his pure mind and the fact that he was always carrying out Bhagavan's charter in the way that Bhagavan wanted him to do. This is very important. We are all carrying out Bhagavan's actions only, but we are not carrying it out in the way he wants us to do. This is the problem. And Brahma was not like that. So his mind was always attuned with Paramatma, with Mahavishnu, Shiva Narayana. So he knew that he had taken birth. That is number 10 and 11. Bhagavantam param brahma satvena amsena satruhan tattva sankhyan vigyaptyai jatam vidvan ajaha swarat. Number 11. Sabhajayan visuddhena chetasa tat chikishritam. Tat chikishritam is very important. Pragashya manehi asubihi kardamam chetam abhyayate. I've gone to number 10 and 11. That's correct. So abhyadhat. So Bhagavantam param brahma satvena amsena satruhan tattva sankhyan vigyaptyai jatam vidvan ajaha swarat. Sabhajayan visuddhena chetasa tat chikishritam pragrishyamanehi Asubihi Kardamam Chetam Abhyatate. Yes, Shatrughan, one who kills the enemies. Because we have Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, right? The same Shatrugna. Shatruhan, Han means to kill. Shatru, as you know, enemies, the 6 enemies we have. Simple. Then the 6 enemies are destroyed. What is left over is absolute clarity and purity and beautiful Manasarovar. And Bhagavan, Hamsa bird is swimming there, right? So that is Shatrughan. Vidura. Sarat Ajaha. Sarat, the one who has Bhagavan is Samrat as well as Swarat. Completely independent is Bhagavan, Parabrahman. Now Swarat when applied to Brahmadeva or other bhaktas who are one with, who have experienced and living in the oneness with that Parabrahman, right? Ramana Maharshi and all that, they are also Swarat. Okay, because the Atma Vidya is attained because of Bhagavan's grace and his tapas that he did and his humility and vinayam, and finally when he gave up his own ego of doing things by himself, it surrendered, that's when things happen. So Swarate, Ajaha, that Brahmadeva, Bhagavantam, that Bhagavan, to that Bhagavan, that about that Bhagavan, Bhagavantam, about that Bhagavan, how did he understand? Tattva Sankhyana Vijñaptyaihi, to teach the Sankhya Tattvam, the Sankhya Shastram, Sattvena Amsena, in the very sattvic aspect. Sattvam, Rajasam, Tamasam, among this, Satvikam is the closest to Bhagavan, very balanced, beneficial, always doing good things to others, and having the vision of love, of prema, not misunderstanding anything. So many things fall into that. Main thing is Kalyana Gunam, but benefits of everybody. So Sattvena Amsena, that Satvikam Sam, with that Satvikam Sam, Param Brahma, the Paramatma himself, Bhagavantam Param Brahma Jatam, if you want to understand it in a simple way. Bhagavantam, that Bhagavan, about that Bhagavan, the one who has taken birth, about that Bhagavan, Param Brahma Jatam, Paramatma, the Param Brahma himself has taken birth like this. And why? Tattva Sankhya Vijñaptyaihi, to teach the Sankhya Shastram. And that Param Brahma, Sattvena Amsena, to the Sattvic Amsam of that Bhagavan. With that, he has taken birth. Vidwan, like this he knew that Swarat Vidwan, that Swarat Ajaha, that Brahmadeva knew this, that Bhagavan has taken birth for this purpose. Then, Tat Chikishitam Visuddhena Chetasa Sabhajayan. Tat Chikishitam, that Bhagavan's desire. What is the command he has? What does he want? Same way Lakshmana was looking at Rama, right? Everything, whatever Swami you want, what is it that you want? Whatever Swami's command is, desire is, instruction is, what in the divine design, things have to go the way he wants it. And that understanding, that virupam, that direction, right, of what one should do, that one, that Chikishitam, Visuddhena Chetasa, that carrying out Bhagavan's command, like the way Hanuman did, carrying out Bhagavan's command must be done Visuddhena Chetasa, with a pure mind. Mind, how can it become pure? Only when it does Smaranam to Bhagavan's Nama and to his lotus feet. No other way to get purity. Okay? And that Bhagavan's lotus feet and Bhagavan's Nama will remove all the impurities. Whenever all the impurities are removed, automatically what is left is actually purity only. Because each one of us is absolutely pure only. Okay, right now, covered with all kinds of impurities. That's all. So, Visuddhena Chetasa, with a pure mind, Sabhajayanna, he was worshipping the Brahmadeva was worshipping Bhagavan, the Parabrahman, who's now taken birth. And how did he do it? Prahrishya manaihi asubhihi. Prahrishya manaihi. Very joyfully, very happily, Bhagavan has taken birth for this purpose. So he was started worshipping him, doing stuti and prayer in an extremely joyous, happy way, blissful way, asubhihi, with all the senses, right? Then worshipping that Bhagavan like this with a pure mind, Kardamam cha to Kardama and Devahuti, the cha means and Devahuti, idam abhyatat. He spoke the following words. He spoke the following. In his pure mind, worshipping that Bhagavan and knowing fully well that Parabrahman has taken birth to teach Sankhya Sastram. Okay, then he spoke to Kardama and Devahuti. Number 10 and 11. Bhagavantam Parambrahma Satvena Amsena Satruhan Tattva Sankyana Vidyaptyahi Jatam Vidvan Ajagat Swarat Sa Bhajayan Visuddhena Chetasat Chikishitam Pragrishya Manehi Asubhi Kardamam Chetam Abhyatat. Brahma Uvacha. Brahma said, number 12. Now, he says, son, you respect all seeing the law of Bhagavan in everybody. You've done me the highest honor by sincerely accomplishing the task I had set you to do. Very first, he says son, because he is Kardama is the Manasika Putra of Brahma. And so you've carried out, you're doing the job I asked you to do very happily and properly. So I'm very happy. Okay, and you honored me by doing that. This is very important. You honored me. The word manam is going to come. Okay, number 12. Svaya me apachitihi tata kalpita nirvyalikatāha yatmehe sanjat grihe vakyam bhavan manada manayanna. See, the word is important. Manam. We say colloquial Tamil manam, manam pochu and all this, you know. Manam means honor. Honor is not something, a false honor or a false respect or a false praise. No. Honor is only the inherent recognition of consonance with dharmic behavior, dharmic conduct, with very loving behavior. That is what gives a person true honor. Not scholarship, not money, position and all that. No. That is not the honor. Not the one we honor ourselves and with various titles and all that. They don't mean anything to Bhagavan. What real honor is Kalyana Gunam and Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha, following the dharmic teaching, conducting oneself with discipline, with niyamam and selflessness. That generates the honor. That is the manam that Brahmadeva is talking about. That is the manam. When you think about that, that manam is what Kanchi Paramacharya, Mahaprabhu, even now, we honor him. Why? Okay. That honor, that conduct gives the tejas and the effulgence and many other things associated with that. That's what he's talking of. So, tvaya me apachitihi tata kalpita nirvyalikatāha yadme sanjagruhe vakyam bhavan manayan. Tata, Appa, my son, very lovingly he says, tvaya me apachitihi nirvyalikatāha kalpitaha. That is one sentence. Tvaya me apachitihi. Apachitihi means worship. Nirvyalikatāha kalpitaha. Nirvyalikatāha means sincerely, honestly, without any deceit or deception or short change. Okay, fully, totally, with full involvement, enthusiasm and dedication. Okay, so that is nirvyalikatāha. Kalpitaha, it has been done by you. To me, worship has been done very sincerely and totally and fully, in a fulfilling manner. Then he says, yat manataha, yat manada, that means giving. Mana means honor. Here, one who gives honor, which means gratitude. If I conduct myself according to the teachings of my Guru, then what am I doing? I'm manadaha. I'm giving honor to my guru. Right? It's as simple as that. So, yet, why? Because why I'm saying that you have done this fully, nirvyalikataha kalpitaha. Why I'm saying that? Yet, because manada, the one who gives the bahumanam, the honor, bhavan, yourself, me vakyam, my words, my command and instructions, manayan, you honored it, sanjagruhe, by taking my instructions to you as your own and fully carried it out by honoring that my word, and you have given me honor. See, that's beautifully said in Sanskrit. I hope you appreciate that. I hope I'll be able to at least share at least a glimpse into the beauty of this slokam. Because remember, my knowledge is basically insignificant, almost very basically not existent, and my capability and ability are basically non-existent. Whatever happens is only Bhagavan's grace, nothing more, nothing less. So Brahma uvacha tvaya me apachitihi tata kalpitaha niryalikataha yanme sanjagruhe vakyam bhavan manada manayan. Number 13, very important slokam for us even today. Now, the best service that a son can do to a father is to accept his order unreservedly and act accordingly. What a beautiful thing this is. In current day, Vyasa Bhagavan, the time that thing, even I think Kanchi Paramacharya also, I think, approves of that. Probably, let's say, about 5,000 years ago, sitting on the banks of Saraswati, Vyasa Bhagavan wrote this Bhagavatam, right? Describing. And then subsequently the Sutta and Saunaka, all those rishis, the same way in Naimisaranyam, all these things take place. From that time, at least, if not before that, okay, we can say in recorded this history, the same thing. Listen to your father. Matrudevo bhava, pitrudevo bhava, pitruvakyam. We say Rama did this in order to, right, honor the word of his father, right? We think it is a story. It is not. It is a dharmic teaching, and that is what this slokam talks about. Why Brahma says, I'm very happy? Because you are the one who gives me honor to. You are the manada. By you gave me honor, by honoring the word I gave you, by the instructions I gave you, and taking it to be your own and carrying it out. This is what every son must do. It may sound very strange today because the way we are all living away from all this. Is it really possible? Trust me, there are even to this day, there are sons who do this. Okay, that is why we still get some rain. Let me go through this, 13, and then we will conclude for today. Yetavat eva susrusha karya pitari putrakaihi bhadam. Bhadam iti, I think, one second, let me look at the word here, number 13. Yeah, bhadam iti anumanyeta gauravena guroho vachaha. Yetavat eva susrusha karya pitari putrakaihi bhadam iti anumanyeta gauravena guroho vachaha. The gauravam, we say in Sanskritam, because manam is there, the word manam, gauravam. Gauravam means not just a respect. Gauravam is something that is earned by one's conduct, not by one's possession. It cannot be purchased with money. That's all artificial, superficial. But real gauravam is earned only through selfless conduct, and that is that manam. Okay, so gauravena guroho vachaha. Putrakaihi, by putras. Putra means sons. Okay, putri is daughter. So putrakaihi, because the way the family structure, the unit is set up, it's a complementary, harmonious structure with different people doing different responsibilities, carrying out function for the benefit of the whole. So putrakaihi, putrargal, pitari, fathers, guroho, vachaha, see, Pitari in the matter about fathers, you can say, or putting it very, translating it very crudely, about fathers, or belonging to fathers. Okay, the basically in the matter of fathers, Guroho Vachaha, the words of the father, Gauravena Bhadam, with the appropriate Gauravam assigned to it, Bhadam, I will do it like that. Bhadam, okay, Bhadam, I will carry it out. Okay, iti, thus, Anumanyeta, that you have taken it. Okay, the fact that you took it as your own, you accepted it and agreed and carried out, iti anumanyeta, because of that, yetavat eva susrusha karya. In this matter, in addition to that, what should they do? Susrusha, they must worship, respectfully worship and carry out and respect and act accordingly to susrusha means to serve, right? We know that in colloquial word, okay? You're tired and then you come and massage somebody's feet, that is called susrusha. So it is to serve. How do you serve your father? By carrying out, accepting his instructions as your own, no resistance, and carrying it out totally and fully. And so susrusha karya. So this is the way it should be done. A father's word must be taken as Bhagavan's command himself, and the son must accept and carry it out and act accordingly. Accept it respectfully and carry it out accordingly, fully. That is where the real Gauravam lies. If a father is doing like this and the son does this, just imagine in your mind, how will you think about that particular family, right? That particular griham, regardless of whether they have money or not, doesn't matter. There will be Gauravam, dignity, honor, everything will be present. So very important teaching from Brahmadeva himself. Yetavat eva susrusha karya pitari putrakaihi badham iti anumanyeta gauravena guroho vacha. Guroho vachaha bhatam iti anumanyeta. That is enough. That is a verb right there. Okay, guroho vachaha, father's word. Bhadam iti anumanyeta. Bhadam, I will carry it out. Iti anumanyeta, accepting that. What a beautiful teaching from teaching in Bhagavatam. We are so fortunate to hear this. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Sante Sante Sante. Harihi Om.